Lester Holt.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Paul Gross, and we have 46 degrees at City Airport in Detroit, 55 in Livonia. Maybe that hasn't updated yet because we have 47 over in Taylor, 47 in West Bloomfield. Same thing in Troy, 41 in Sterling Heights, 45 in Dundee, 49 in Blissfield, 46 in Monroe, 45 in Lambertville, 45 in Manchester. That's our south zone. And into our west zone, 47 in Ipsy, 43 in Ann Arbor, 46 in Brighton. And in our north zone, similar temperatures, 43 in Port Huron, 45 over in Emmett, K-Pac, 44 in Lapeer, and a pair of 43s, Ortonville over to Oxford. As you can see, we have not a whole lot going on. We do have a little bit of cloud cover trying to spill down from the north, so we'll have partly cloudy skies to start, then becoming mostly sunny. It's going to be a great day. High temperature in the low to mid 70s with a breezy south-southeast wind. Be back to talk about the weather for the week ahead coming up. Stay with us.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 4:30 starts now.
Morning, prayers and shock in Sri Lanka after a series of terror attacks on Easter Sunday. This morning, new revelations on what authorities knew in advance of those attacks. And House Democrats are getting ready to take their next steps after the release of the redacted Mueller report. We're going to take a closer look at what might be next. Paul?
Well, things played out exactly as expected for the holiday weekend. That meant a great Easter Sunday, and we're going to continue that nice weather into Monday. We will talk about your forecast for the week ahead straight ahead.
All right, we like the sound of that. Welcome to Monday, everybody. It is 4:30 on April 22nd. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Everett Cassamy.
And good morning. I'm Paul Gross. Hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend.
Yeah, we certainly did. You know, Easter egg hunt, we still did indoors. But in the afternoon, it kind of, the sun came out.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
It turned into a beautiful day. I was out throwing a softball around with my son, getting ready for the season, and it just was nice out there.
It certainly was.
Yep, and it's going to be even better today because we're going to kind of notch up the temperature a few degrees. So,
I like the sound of that.
Oh, yeah. So right now, we're generally in the 40s across the area. Pretty uniform distribution of temperatures around the area. 47 at Metro, 46 at City Airport, 42 at Mount Clemens. Sandusky reporting 47 degrees, 45 at Pontiac, 43 in Ann Arbor. You can kind of get the picture. Notice there is a little bit milder air back to the west. Lansing is at 51 degrees right now. It's been a dry night. It's going to be a dry day ahead. And as I mentioned a moment ago, if you were watching, a little bit of cloud cover trying to spill down across the area, but that's not going to cause anything to worry about. Maybe a partly cloudy sky to start, but we'll eventually get back to mostly sunny skies and then become partly cloudy late in the day. Anything out here, not getting here until late tonight. So we'll talk about that timing and what the potential is for thunderstorms coming up in a few minutes. But right now, we're going to see a nice rise in temperature by noontime in the 60s. Great day to get out to lunch with the coworkers. 73 degrees for the high, except it's going to be much cooler near the Great Lakes. We have a south-southeast wind, and that's going to keep you much cooler. You know that. Every spring it happens. All right, we'll talk about the weather for the week ahead coming up. But don't forget, you can always get the weather that you need, including my 10-day forecast. That's on the Local Forecasters app. Just go to the App Store, search under WDIV. It's right there. And best of all, Everett, it is free. We'll see you back here in a few.
All righty, Paul, thank you. The aftermath continues in Sri Lanka after a series of terror attacks on Easter Sunday. The island country in South Asia was hit by at least 8 explosions Sunday morning, and we've learned that nearly 300 people were killed and at least 450 more are injured. Well, this morning, several people are under arrest, and Sri Lanka's prime minister reveals there was intelligence about possible attacks. NBC's Sarah Harmon joins us now with more.
The blast shook churches during the holiest day on the Christian calendar. The explosion started just before 9 a.m. Packed Easter services shattered. When it was over, chaos and carnage. The near simultaneous blast targeting 3 churches across the country, and in the capital, 3 luxury hotels popular with tourists. Later, 2 more explosions reported in the city. Witnesses described the horror.
So I could see a lot of people with glass pierced into their body, people with blood all over them. I saw a lot of chefs from Shangri-La with white apron on, which had been almost painted red, if I could say so, with all the blood of the guests or themselves, I don't know. But yeah, it was very tragic.
Among the dead, 2 U.S. citizens. President Trump tweeting condolences to Sri Lanka, writing, "We stand ready to help." The State Department condemning the terror attacks. Tonight, Sri Lankan police say they've arrested 7 suspects. The Prime Minister acknowledging there was intelligence on possible attacks and now pledging a full investigation. As Sri Lankans who'd planned to celebrate Easter with their families now plan funerals. Tonight, the announcement that the Sri Lankan president will appoint a special investigative committee to look into the causes of this Easter tragedy. That report due in 2 weeks. Sarah Harmon, NBC News, London.
And back here at home now, Detroit's Archbishop Vigraha issued a statement on the attacks. And it reads in part, "My prayers go out to all of those impacted by this despicable acts of violence. There's a universal bond between us here in the Detroit Archdiocese and those Sri Lankan Catholics who were in church celebrating the holiest, most significant date on the Christian calendar, Easter. May the risen Christ embrace those killed." Time now is 4:33, and new this morning, an investigation is underway after 2 people are shot on Detroit's west side. It happened Sunday night in the area of Burwood and Norfolk Street. We're told 2 people were taken to the hospital. Right now, their conditions are not known, and so far, there's no word on a possible suspect. On Detroit's east side now, a man is hospitalized after being hit by a car while crossing the street. It happened late Sunday at the intersection of Shaner and Collingham, just south of 8 Mile. He was rushed to a hospital where he is now listed in critical condition. We do know the driver stopped immediately and stayed at the scene. Police say there is no stoplight at that intersection. House Democrats are going to confer today to talk about their next steps after Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia report was released last week. And that includes talking about possible impeachment proceedings against President Trump for trying to obstruct the Russia investigation. Now, the president hit back on Twitter on Easter Sunday. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has the latest from Washington.
President Trump.
A lot of great things happening for our country.
Upbeat as he attended Easter services, but taking no break from Twitter, blasting Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia report, writing, "Can you believe that I had to go through the worst and most corrupt political witch hunt in the history of the United States?" As Democrats discuss their next step Monday.
If proven, some of this would be impeachable, yes.
All right.
Obstruction of justice, if proven, would be impeachable.
If he were anybody but the president, would Mr. Trump be indicted, sir?
Mueller ignored reporters' questions while leaving church, but his report detailed 10 instances where the president tried to obstruct the Russia probe, including asking the head of the National Security Agency to intervene before it began, and later firing former FBI Director James Comey. Democrats say it's worse than Watergate.
The fact that a candidate for president and now a president of the United States would not only not stand up and resist Russian interference in our election, but would welcome it, goes well beyond anything Nixon did.
The White House says it's time to move on.
There's nothing wrong with taking information from Russians.
Donald Trump won. We didn't need WikiLeaks. We had Wisconsin. He won because he was the better candidate with the better message.
At least one Republican is criticizing the president. Senator Mitt Romney tweeted the dishonesty by the Trump White House sickened him. The president hit back at Romney for losing the 2012 election to Barack Obama.
Democrats have issued a subpoena for Mueller's full unredacted report and for Mueller himself to testify by May 23rd. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
It is 4:36 now on your Monday morning. We have a Local 4 News update that we're happy to tell you about. Kelly Stafford, the wife of Detroit Lions quarterback Matt Stafford, is back home safe and sound after a 12-hour brain surgery. You might remember she was diagnosed with acoustic neuroma, which is a slow-growing tumor on the nerve that connects the ear and the brain. Well, Stafford posted an update to Instagram last night thanking everyone for their prayers. It reads in part, well, this Easter is the beginning of a new life for me. I want to take a second to thank all of you for all the prayers. They have worked. And of course, we do wish her a continued recovery and glad that she is back at home with her family. So to come here on Local 4 News today, it's a site that had a lot of people stopping in awe at Kensington Park. And we're going to show you more of this rare site coming up and tell you exactly what this is. Paul?
Well, thanks a bunch, Evrod. And things are pretty quiet right now across the area. And you look back to the west and you'll notice a little swirl back there. Well, that is moving this way. So we'll break down the timing for you, the implications on what's going to be tomorrow morning's rush hour in just a few minutes.
The Pistons have to figure out the Bucks or they're eliminated from the playoffs. We'll hear from Dwayne Casey next in sports.
I plan. And zero due at signing.
I had a baby and my life has changed. Like, I don't even remember who I was before. It's also been the best time of my life. I spend hours just staring at him in disbelief that I've got a baby and like he's mine. Yeah, it's just really, it's surreal.
Oh, wow.
Look at
He
this.
is so big.
Let's see that joint.
Let's see Uncle Bernie.
Is he gorgeous?
Hey, sweetie, how are you? My man.
I'm excited to get back, but I'm a little bit eager to see how it's going to go.
Welcome back, everybody. It is 4:54. Let's get into today's buzz. And attention parents, this is your chance to trade in your child's car safety seat. Starting today, Target is hosting its popular car seat trade-in event through May 4th. Target is going to be accepting any used car seat that might have expired or might be damaged. And in exchange, they're going to give you a 20% off coupon towards a new car seat, as well as a stroller or select baby home gear through May 11th. Since launching the program back in 2016, Target has recycled 500,000 car seats. Definitely a good program to take advantage of. The streets of New York City were filled with people wearing spectacular headgear on Easter Sunday. Headpieces, as you can see there. This is on Fifth Avenue. It was packed Sunday morning for the annual Easter parade, which is really more of a promenade. The tradition dates back to the 1800s. Judy Garland and Fred Astaire made the procession well known in the movie Easter Parade. Well, let's head to the box office. The Curse of La Llorona is topping the past weekend's box office. The horror film brought in $25 million for its debut. Warner Brothers' Shazam held strong in the second spot with more than $17 million. And the Christian drama Breakthrough opened solidly in third place to $11 million. Rounding out the top five were Captain Marvel and the film Little, which took a big jump back from last week. Coming up next, right here on Local 4 News Today, local stories for you from all across Metro Detroit, plus an update on changes at the gas pump. We're also going to continue to follow the tragic terror bombings in Sri Lanka. We'll tell you what we've learned overnight about the deadly attacks at churches and hotels. But first, Paul.
Well, thanks a bunch, Evrod. Boy, we had a beautiful, beautiful Easter Sunday, but we're going to add a few degrees to the temperature today. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on. So this will be a Monday you can get out and enjoy. But what about after that? We'll have the rest of the forecast for the week ahead, straight ahead.
James Livonia. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 5 starts now.
Nearly 300 dead, hundreds more hurt. And this morning, the heart-wrenching attacks on Sri Lankan churches and hotels is taking another troubling turn.
A motorcycle is no match for a minivan. The deadly collision, a developing story at this hour. We'll have more on that.
And Kelly Stafford's comeback. She is now at home after brain surgery, but says the procedure did not go as planned. We'll explain. But in the meantime, welcome to Monday, everybody. After a beautiful Easter holiday weekend, we hope that you're waking up well, and thanks for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassamy.
I'm Jason Carr, sitting in for Rhonda Walker. She'll be back tomorrow. How was the Easter dinner?
Easter dinner was phenomenal, and you know, you got a fridge full of Easter leftovers as you host, and you know, all good stuff. Yours?
We went to Ocean Prime, so no leftovers.
No leftovers, but you had a good meal. We got to check in with Paul, though, find out how the Seder was on Saturday night.
The Seder was great, and you know what? The rain ended just in time so people could walk in dry. That was great. And then Sunday, of course, Easter Sunday, the weather was spectacular. Right now, not bad. We have a dry morning. That's good. We have dry roads. 43 right now in Port Huron. That's one of the cool spots. Monroe at 45. Howell is starting the day near 50 degrees. We're 47 in Detroit. So let's talk about the actual weather that's happening. And there isn't a whole lot. We do have some clouds that are kind of spilling down from north to south, but they're going to kind of stop at some point, and we'll have, perhaps we'll call it a partly cloudy start. And then as we get into the afternoon hours and even the late morning hours, will become mostly sunny. We'll have a south-southeast wind developing. So that high of 73 is for inland areas near the Great Lakes, and we're including Lake St. Clair there. It is going to be much, much cooler. If you are heading to the Pistons game tonight, no problems. It's going to be dry all evening long. 68 as you head to the arena in the first couple of hours before the game. At tip-off, 63. And when you leave, 56 degrees, but again, still dry. All right, it is time now to see what's happening on our roads this morning. Let's send it over to Kim DeJulio. Hope you had a great holiday weekend.
I did. Lots of fun, family togetherness, and good food. Can't complain about that. All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you are waking up well. We are looking great as you head out the door this morning. Take a look at our maps. We've got green arrows, which you know what that means. We are good to go, accident-free, and roads are dry, so nothing you need to worry about as you head out the door this morning. Over to you.
All right, Kim, thank you. It is 5:01 now, and we begin this morning with some pretty troubling news about the Easter Sunday suicide bombings in Sri Lanka. Government leaders there now saying intelligence officers knew of a threat before the attack, but it's unclear if there was enough information to act upon.
This morning, the death toll has jumped to 290 with about 500 injured. Nick Monticelli has been monitoring the developments for us.
Good morning. As of last count, there were nearly 300 people dead in this attack and 500 injured. The investigators say that based on what they have found so far, they believe these are all suicide bombings. As you're about to hear, it turns out there may have been intelligence saying these attacks were going to happen before they even happened. The blast shook churches during the holiest day on the Christian calendar. The explosions started just before 9 a.m., targeting 3 churches across the country. And in the capital, 3 luxury hotels popular with tourists, and later, 2 more explosions reported in the city.
I could see a lot of people with glass pierced into their body, people with blood all over them. I saw a lot of chefs from Shangri-La with white apron on, which had been almost painted red, if I could say so, with all the blood of the guests or themselves, I don't know. But yeah, it was very tragic.
Among the dead are 2 U.S. citizens. President Donald Trump tweeting condolences to Sri Lanka, writing, "We stand ready to help." Police there say they have arrested 7 suspects, and now the Prime Minister is acknowledging there was intelligence on possible attacks.
While this goes on, we must also look into why adequate precautions were not taken in this respect. But first and foremost, we have to ensure that terrorism does not lift its head in Sri Lanka. We cannot allow that.
The Prime Minister also vowing to put together a special task force to investigate how this happened again with that intelligence before the attacks happened. The report on all that is due in 2 weeks. I'm Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
All righty, Nick, thank you. Here at home, Detroit's Archbishop Alan Vigraha issued a statement on the attacks in Sri Lanka, and it reads, "My prayers go out to all of those impacted by these despicable acts of violence. There's a universal bond between us here in the Detroit Archdiocese and those Sri Lankan Catholics who were in church celebrating the holiest, most significant date on the Christian calendar, Easter. May the risen Christ embrace those killed." And make sure to stay with us here at Local 4 and on clickondetroit.com for the very latest surrounding the investigation into the attacks in the capital of Sri Lanka.
1 person is dead after an accident involving a motorcycle on Detroit's east side. It happened near Peter Hunt Street and Gratiot, where a motorcycle hit a minivan. The victim was rushed to the hospital where they died early this morning. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. And a pedestrian was hit while crossing the street Sunday night. It happened on the east side as well, at the intersection of Shaner and Collingham, just south of 8 Mile. The driver immediately stopped and remained at the scene. The pedestrian was rushed to the hospital and is listed in critical condition. Police say there is no stoplight at that intersection.
Well, as the dust settles on the Robert Mueller report, talk of impeachment is stirring up again. Several Democratic leaders in Congress made it clear that the possibility of impeaching President Trump is not off the table just yet, despite opposition from Speaker Nancy Pelosi and several others. Now, President Trump responded in a tweet on Sunday saying, "How do you impeach a Republican president for a crime that was committed by the Democrats? Make America great again." Now, meanwhile, it's his attorney, Rudy Giuliani's words that are making a commotion. When approached on Sunday about Mueller's report, Giuliani rebutted the description of the president's intentions. Then when asked if it's okay for political campaigns to use stolen material by foreign adversaries, he responded by saying it depends in the stolen material. The attorney continued by saying there's nothing wrong with taking information from Russia. However, it's not what he would have done. As far as pursuing impeachment, Democrats are still divided.
We may get to that, we may not. As I've said before, it is our job to go through all the evidence.
Do we nonetheless go through an impeachment because To do otherwise would signal that somehow this president's conduct is okay.
And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as this movement continues.
Developing overnight, former Nissan chairman Carlos Cohen has been indicted yet again by prosecutors in Japan on a fresh charge of aggravated breach of trust. This is the fourth charge brought against Mr. Cohen and relates to the misuse of company funds. The automaker says it filed the complaint after determining payments made by Nissan to an overseas vehicle sales company through a subsidiary had been directed by Cohen for his personal enrichment. Cohen has denied all allegations against him. A group of Good Samaritans jump into action and the water to save a driver trapped inside an SUV sinking in a river. We'll have that story behind these dramatic pictures.
And they have no idea what they're getting into. New this morning, an alarming report on teens and their lack of knowledge about nicotine.
First, Kelly Stafford's comeback. The wife of Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford waking up at home after enduring 12 hours of brain surgery. Up next, her message to the public.
And happy birthday to you if you are celebrating on this 22nd day of April. A happy birthday going out to Matthew Nagorka, who's turning 1 today. Riker Karasinski is 5. Dominic Waddles, happy 20th birthday to you. And Hannah McCormick, it's her golden birthday, turning 22 today. And Dominique Hall, happy 30th.
Birthday wishes also going out to Denna Gotterson, turning 31. Christina Wolfgang Hall is one better at 32. Quantity Gills, 34, happy birthday to you. And Danielle Butler turning the half-century mark.
Jacqueline Simpson is turning 60 today. Happy birthday to you. And Patty Campbell, who's 69. Victoria Graham is 69 as well. And Blanche Teasley, happy 79th.
Happy birthday to Shanita Lacey, Zine Saznet, Deborah Williams. All three of you, happy birthday.
.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's 5:11. Kelly Stafford now home after a 12-hour brain surgery last week. The wife of Lions quarterback Matt Stafford was previously diagnosed with an acoustic neuroma, which is a slow-growing tumor on the nerve that connects the ear and the brain. Now, the surgery was only supposed to take about 6 hours, but it turned into a 12-hour procedure due to what she called an abnormal vein. Stafford posted an update on Instagram on Sunday night, thanking everyone for their prayers. And it reads in part, this Easter is the beginning of a new life for me. I want to take a second to thank all of you for all the prayers. They have worked. So we're certainly thankful that she seems to be on the mend and is doing well. In the spirit of Earth Day today, the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center taking a step towards making the building a little bit more eco-friendly. They have replaced traditional drinking fountains with environmentally friendly water bottle filling stations.
And in addition, they have encouraged their employees to take the pledge to stop using disposable water bottles. With a 50% success rate in their 2017 filling station pilot program, they are hoping to achieve a goal of 100% this year.
And in celebration of Earth Day, we have some Earth Day history for you. Today is the 49th Earth Day, celebrated by 193 countries all around the world.
The event began when Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson was inspired to organize an environmental movement after the 1969 Santa Barbara oil spill. It was the result of more than 10,000 animals being killed when more than 3 million gallons of oil spilled into the Pacific.
It's very important to remember that today's Earth Day and do what you can to preserve our planet.
1970, the first Earth Day.
Yes.
It's very important to know. Might be a part of today's trivia coming up.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. You never know.
All right. Well, Paul, I got to say, thank you for yesterday.
It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Much needed after that rain we had the previous days.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have a nice day ahead. Before we get to that, playing off the Earth Day theme, I'm going to all morning long give you some updates on global warming. And these are not opinion. These are all facts. And I just want to start with the globe. Take a look at this. The 5 hottest years on record have occurred in the past 5 years. And really, 9 of the 10 hottest years on record have occurred since 2005. So the one outlier there is 1998, which was a warm year in its own. So we're seeing a lot of warming. If you had maybe 1 or 2, or maybe even 3 really warm years in that period there, well, you'd say, okay, well, maybe there's natural variability, which there always is some, but this is a trend that we have seen over the past 30, 40 years. We're seeing a very unusual warming globally. And just because we might have, for example, a cool winter doesn't mean the whole rest of the world is having that. So in any event, the world is warming. It's warming at a very unnatural rate. And it's pretty much settled science that the proximate cause is human activity. All right, today we're going to have a high of 73. Our low this morning is going to be around 47 at Metro. So you can see we're going to be above average for a high today. It has nothing to do with global warming. It's just this is one day. But the record high 87, the record low 20, that shows you the range that we can have temperature-wise this time of year. So right now, 47 at Metro, 40 in Ann Arbor, and you know that's a cooler spot because of the location of the temperature sensor there at the airport, but 43 in Pontiac, 45 in Adrian, and we have either calm air or a very, very light wind out there. So these numbers are pretty much what it feels like when you head out the door. Nothing going on across the area right now. We do have a few clouds kind of trying to spill down from the north, but these clouds are not leaking. Even those little green specks you see there, that's not rain, so don't worry about that. What we are watching is back to the west. If you watch carefully, you can see you see that counterclockwise spin there? That's a real tight little area of low pressure. Now, and again, the overall circulation is counterclockwise, and that's going to help funnel up some warm air into the area. But not for everybody. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, today, again, we're in this warm sector. We're going to stay dry through the day, and we're going to have a south-southeast wind, so coming off these Great Lakes here, if you're near the Great Lakes, including Lake St. Clair, you're going to be significantly cooler than the rest of us. Inland, we're talking about low to mid 70s, but much cooler near those lakes. So we're dry for this evening. Your evening plans are fine. Well after midnight, toward morning rush hour, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. But even as this front comes through midday, doesn't look like the front itself is going to do a whole lot, so we'll be mostly dry for the afternoon. There might be a lunchtime shower in the thumb, but then we start getting partial sunshine. The clearing trend will continue tomorrow night, and we'll end up with a lot of sunshine for the day on Wednesday. And we're going to have a lot of sunshine today as well. Again, low to mid 70s inland, much cooler near those Great Lakes, and we'll have a south-southeast wind develop. It's developing to 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tomorrow, as we mentioned, maybe a thunderstorm in the morning, a scattered shower or storm, but those will be ending pretty quickly. 68 for the high, 62 for our weather radio day. We'll be at the Meyer in Ann Arbor on the Ann Arbor-Saline Road. And as we've been telling you last week, this whole week ahead, we're going to stay in the 60s. That's pretty good news there, Kim.
Pretty good news. That's fantastic news.
Until we get to the 70s and then the 80s.
Oh, you're right. It's only going to get better from here, Paul. Thank you very much. All right, well, as you head out the door this morning, we are looking great on your freeways. One accident I want to warn you about as you head out the door. We've got a closure on the east and westbound lanes of Harper. That's closed right at Gratiot, so you want to use Warren instead if you do travel this way. That's the Harper in Detroit. Also, want to keep you updated on some construction over on east and westbound I-696. The ramp to Orchard Lake. You'll see one lane blocked there between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. today through Friday. So a project continuing for the rest of the week. And then overnight tonight, we've got construction over on the northbound lanes of I-275 right near I-696. You can expect to see 2 lanes blocked. This starting up this evening, 9 p.m., wrapping up tomorrow morning just before your morning drive at 5 a.m. Now let's talk about your gas prices, because good news if you're headed to the gas pump today. AAA Michigan reports gas prices across Metro Detroit have decreased 6 cents since last week. Now, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is around $2.83. That's about 3 cents less than this time last year. The auto clubs say that gasoline stocks, if they should tighten and the demand increases, drivers could see prices increase over the next couple of weeks. So
I'll be right there.
All right, let's get you going here on our Monday morning. We have a dry day ahead with a mix of sun and clouds early and then mostly sunny skies. Right now, we are mostly in the mid to upper 40s, and we're going to see temps in the low to mid 70s inland this afternoon, except near those Great Lakes. You will be much, much cooler with a wind coming off the lake. You know, every spring it happens. It's cooler near the lake. All right, Kim?
All right, thank you, Paul. Going to be a good one today. Watch out for this as you head out the door this morning. We have the east and westbound lanes of Harper closed right at Gratiot. In the meantime, to get around this, you want to use Warren instead.
We continue to follow developments out of Boston, where 13 students were hospitalized after becoming ill on an American Airlines flight originating from Miami.
So the plane landed at Boston Logan International Airport on Sunday morning, and the students were immediately transported to a care facility. The students, who were part of a group of about 40 people, victims, were complaining of stomach virus symptoms. It's definitely not good to have on a plane. Outside of the 13, no other passengers or crew reported any symptoms. So we certainly hope that they are feeling a little bit better this morning. It is 5:25 now, and new in our next half hour, where is little AJ? He's the 5-year-old boy who was reported missing by his parents, but police are now questioning them. We'll have an update for you.
And we will update this morning's big story, the bombings in Sri Lanka that have now killed nearly 300 people and injured hundreds more. Americans are among the victims.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 5:30 starts now.
They were aware of previous threats, and then this happened. The investigation into the Sri Lankan bombing attacks has many questions, many asking some tough questions as well about its own government.
Oh dear, this guy had folks doing a double take during a visit to a local park.
When you let me, there's nothing to forgive, but I always thought you'd come back.
Oh, and we are so excited for the battles tonight. A voice contestant from right here in Detroit taking center stage again, and you can see her performing live right here on Local 4. She goes by the name of Beth. She's a good friend of ours here at Local 4. We're very excited to see her compete. Welcome to Monday, everybody, and thank you for waking up with us here at Local 4 News today. We're going to have more on Beth on The Voice coming up in just a little bit, how you can watch and cast your vote to make sure that she takes home the prize.
You're not eligible to go on The Voice, I take it?
I don't know. I'm busy, Jason. I'm busy here with you and with everybody else.
All right, Paul.
Are you?
Well, me sing?
Yeah, why not?
No, I can croon a little bit, but then we have to sing about the weather. Paul, you've got a lot going on with Earth Day and climate change and all kinds of stuff.
Yep, for the rest of the show at 15 and 45 after each hour, we'll give you some updates, factual updates on what's happening with our warming climate. And by the way, don't ask me to do karaoke. I am the world's reigning all-time worst karaoke singer. It'll never happen. Don't worry. Yes, take my word for it. All right, 41 in Mount Clemens, 42 in Sterling Heights, and then you get away from the lake here, 46 in Detroit, 46 in Taylor, 48 in West Bloomfield. As we continue with 4-zone weather down into our south zone, 44 in Monroe, Dundee, Lambertville, 49 in Blissfield, 45 in Adrian, 43 in Manchester. Moving northward now into our west zone, 46 in Ypsilanti, 41 in Ann Arbor. It's always a little cooler there. 46 in Brighton, 50 in Howell, 52 Linden and Flint, and then up into our thumb, the north zone, 45 in Port Huron, 46 Emmett, 46 in Capac, 45 in Sandusky, and then a pair of 44s here, Ortonville and Oxford, and also a 44 over in Lapeer. All right, so let's talk about what's going on with our weather. There isn't a whole lot going on with cloud cover. We do have some clouds trying to push down from the north, but it's not going to diminish what's going to be a really nice day. So even if we start partly cloudy in some spots, we should become mostly sunny during the day. All of this staying to the north. This is what is going to come in later tonight. We'll talk about the timing and show you what the models are indicating for tomorrow morning's rush hour in a minute. But today, high temperature, low to mid 70s, but much cooler near those Great Lakes. All right, send it over to Kim. One little accident snag. What you got there, Kim?
That's right, Paul. We've got one little snag, thankfully not blocking anything on your freeways. So we're good to go if you're headed out the door right now. Freeways all clear. This is the accident, though, I want to warn you about. It's over in Detroit. The east and westbound lanes of Harper closed right at Gratiot. So in the meantime, you want to get around this by using Warren as an alternate route. And now let's talk about some construction. If you travel through on the Michigan Avenue through the Dearborn area, eastbound lanes at Mercury Drive to Greenfield, one lane will be blocked there. This starts today at 9 a.m., wrapping up later this afternoon at 3 o'clock. It's something you want to keep in mind for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday as well. Over to you.
All righty, Kim, thank you. It is 5:32. A mourning, praying, and shock in Sri Lanka after a series of deadly attacks on Easter Sunday. The island country of South Asia was hit by at least 6 near simultaneous blasts. They targeted 3 churches as well as 3 luxury hotels. 2 bombings hours later are still being investigated. Early investigation, though, shows the blasts, which left nearly 300 people dead and more than 500 injured, were carried out by 7 suicide bombers. We're also now getting a memo that was issued earlier this month by the country's Deputy Inspector General of Police, warning intelligence officers about a possible attack. It also reportedly included a request for more security.
I could see a lot of people with glass pierced into their body, people with blood all over them. I saw a lot of chefs from Shangri-La with white apron on, which had been almost painted red, if I could say so.
Pretty scary stuff. President Trump tweeted condolences to Sri Lanka, and the State Department has also condemned the attacks. And of course, for the very latest on the investigation surrounding the bombings in Sri Lanka, you can head to our website, clickondetroit.com.
This afternoon, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will take her Road to Opportunity to Flat Rock. The governor will be meeting with Michiganders to discuss her 2020 budget, including her plans to fix the dam roads, invest in education, close the skills gap, and clean up Michigan's drinking water. The event is at the Flat Rock Town Hall building at 4 p.m. today.
Well, you might remember when a tragic fire broke out last fall, leaving a teenage girl the only survivor in her family. Her name is Mia Radosevich. She lost her parents and her younger sister in that fire. The family took the batteries out of their smoke detector, saying that it went off often when they cooked.
Now Mia has teamed up with the American Red Cross for the Sound the Alarm campaign to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to others. The program helps install 100,000 smoke detectors all across the country.
Like, I can't do nothing just because something bad happened to me. I have to do something about it.
7 people die in house fires every single day. If you want to be a part of the Red Cross Sound the Alarm campaign, the information can be found on clickondetroit.com.
Yeah, I remember that story. It's very sad to know what happened, but good to see that she's taking such a horrible tragedy that happened to her and helping, hopefully, to save lives.
It's very brave.
Yeah, 5:34 is your time now. A lot of Pistons fans are sounding the alarm. This is the team that's on the brink of being eliminated from the NBA playoffs.
Game 4 in their battle with the Milwaukee Bucks is tonight at Little Caesars Arena, and Nick Monticelli is there. Nick, are you going to suit up? They could use the help.
And you're tall, too, so, you know. We know you can play.
I think anybody. I think if I bring my 4-year-old son, it might help at this point. Good morning, everybody. So here's the issue. The fans were so excited about the Pistons back in the playoffs after a 2-year hiatus. It was a tough loss, 2 games away in Milwaukee. They thought, bring it home, have the series here, end here, not end here, but at least we can bring some home court advantage, bring the series back up, maybe tie it up. Not even close.
Blake had talked about wanting to play.
Game 3 at home Saturday night was a throwback to the days when the Pistons were winning titles. Little Caesars Arena was packed. The fans were ecstatic. The first 5 minutes, the arena was electric, with Blake Griffin finally back in the series after a knee injury. But by the end of the first half, the air was let out of the sails quickly, watching the Pistons flounder away Game 3, setting up a possible sweep. You can't blame an entire loss on one man, but Andre Drummond is taking the brunt of the heat. He was booed in the third quarter, fans saying it was a lackluster performance. He shot 5 for 14 overall, 2 for 8 from the foul line, and had 4 turnovers. During practice, Coach Casey talked about not trying to win back all 3 games in a row.
Let's go step by step, things we can control first, and get one possession at a time, 1 quarter at a time, and then ultimately 1 game at a time. If you try to get all those 3 games back in one night, you'll be overwhelmed. So let's go possession by possession.
Well, possession by possession now means do or die as the Pistons face being swept after a 2-year hiatus from the playoffs. All right, so tonight, Game 4 here at Little Caesars Arena. I am told by the illustrious photographer Mike Ticio that the tickets are much cheaper for Monday night's game than they were for Saturday night. So Everett and Jason, let's take some wagers here. I've got an online poll. We'll get to that in a second. But yes or no, do the Pistons get swept tonight, or can they pull off 1 win in the series?
No, I think they're going to be able to pull off a win. But hold on, Nick. Are we just going to breeze past the fact that you shaded and read Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin on live television? A 4-year-old son could do better?
We don't have to breeze past that. In fact, you can look at any national TV commentator who was talking about last night's game. Even Chauncey Billups was blowing up Andre Drummond for his performance on Saturday night. I know, right? Okay, so back to let's go to the poll, shall we? Let's see what Facebook thinks.
Why not?
We put up a poll on Facebook asking. About 400 people have said it's do or die. Can they pull it off tonight so far? We are saying 77%.
Dang.
And that's 400, I know, that's 392 votes. That's only been up for about half an hour. So let's give it some time, see if it comes back. But we could be looking at the end of the road here, guys.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Thanks, Nick.
You got to believe. You got to believe. But Nick is saying no, and so is everybody else. All right, Nick, thank you. It's 5:38, everybody. Many people are stopping to do a double take over at Kensington Park when they have spotted this rare creature running through the park over in Milford. Have you seen this before, Jason?
I have. We're talking about the albino deer. The numbers vary when it comes to how rare this is to see an albino deer. However, according to Pure Michigan, your chances of seeing one in the wild is about 1 in 30,000. According to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, it was illegal to hunt the albino deer, but that law changed in 2008. Hunters claim it is difficult to determine if a deer is all white albino or actually missing its fur from a distance.
So somebody out there is now thinking this is going to be their new target. You know?
If the law allows it.
It does.
New today in the dark about a dangerous product, what experts say teens don't know enough about nicotine.
We'll have much more of that. Also, do the parents know something? Police are now questioning the mom and dad of this missing 5-year-old boy from Illinois. That's coming up next.
Be right there.
I had a baby. And my life has changed. Like, I don't even remember who I was before. It's also been the best time of my life. I spend hours just staring at him in disbelief that I've got a baby and like, he's mine. Yeah, it's just really, it's surreal.
Oh, wow.
Look at
He
this.
is so big.
Let's see that joint.
Let's see Uncle Bernie.
Gorgeous.
Hi, sweetie. How are you? My man.
I'm excited to get back, but I'm a little bit eager to see how it's going to go.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's 5:43. In good health this morning, many teens might not know how much nicotine is in the products that they're using. Researchers surveyed more than 500 teens about their use of tobacco, e-cigarettes, and even weed. And 40% of those who reported using nicotine-free products had levels of the nicotine byproduct in their system that was higher than the cutoff level used for identifying non-users. Those who use e-cigarettes also reported more marijuana use than non-e-cigarette users.
The search continues this morning for a missing 5-year-old boy from Illinois. Andrew A.J. Freund was reported missing by his parents last Thursday. They told police they last saw him Wednesday evening at bedtime around 9. Investigators say they're now questioning the parents and putting a special focus on the home. This comes after they determined it's likely he neither was abducted nor walked away of his own volition. The search so far has included 15 police agencies, drones, and even rescue canine units.
We're all just doing whatever we can at this point. I have no control over what people think. I just want my son to come home, okay?
When a canine team examined the family's home, police said they picked up Andrew's scent, indicating he had not walked away on foot.
Today, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump will host the annual Easter egg roll on the South Lawn of the White House. This is the 141st year of the Easter tradition. It dates back to 1878 under the administration of President Rutherford B. Hayes. 5:44 is your time. Let's get on over to meteorologist Paul Gross. You've got some interesting factoids for us this morning.
Yes, every half hour we're going to talk about some factual updates from about climate change, global warming, whichever you want to use. Last half hour we showed you how the planet is warming. I mean, it's getting a lot warmer, and there's an important consequence to that. Now, when the air warms, you evaporate more ocean water, and that water vapor in the atmosphere is what storms turn into precipitations. That gives you more precipitation. And so what we are seeing, for every degree increase in the planet's average temperature, you get a 4% increase in water vapor planet-wide, and we are seeing, as a consequence, an increase in those most extreme precipitation events. That's just another consequence, a factual consequence, to the warming of our planet's climate. All right, right now we're starting off on a pretty typical note for the middle part of April. We have 47 at Metro, 41 in Ann Arbor, 43 in Pontiac, 45 over in Adrian, and the air is either calm or we have a very, very light wind. So what you see on the thermometer is pretty much what it feels like outside. All right, yesterday, of course, being Easter, so a lot of people came home for the holiday, and now you're returning home. And so if you're traveling around the country today, very quiet, basically almost coast to coast. We have this one system right here in the central part of the nation, could impact the hub in Minneapolis today, so maybe there's a small issue there, but we're not looking at any massive storm systems crossing the country with large-scale areas of precipitation that will cause longer periods of delays or anything like that. There is a strong storm threat down in parts of Texas and Oklahoma today, but that's just mainly confined to the mid-late afternoon hours. So for us, we're starting off pretty quiet. And here you see a little closer now. You see that tight little spiral right here. So this low, as I'll show you in a minute, is going to come right across the central part of the lower peninsula, but not until tonight. Today, we're going to have a mix of clouds and sun early and then mostly sunny skies. And then as we move through the nighttime hours, that's when we really start seeing an increase in the cloud cover. The clouds really don't even have a chance of leaking until after midnight. Toward rush hour tomorrow morning, scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm in here. And then we have the front that's going to be coming through. And the front itself, maybe there's a shower in the north zone, but the front comes through largely dry. It's that stuff well ahead of the front that could get our roads wet for the morning commute tomorrow morning. And then once we get behind that front, things are pretty dry and we start to see the skies clear by tomorrow night. All right, for today, though, lots of sunshine. Now, inland, it's low to mid-70s, but there are some differences in temperature. I've posted the 4-zone forecast on clickondetroit.com. You really want to go take a look at that. But generally, cooler near the Great Lakes. We're talking about perhaps even low 60s in some spots. And then farther to the west inland, some spots are going to be in the upper 70s today. So we're going to call it low to mid-70s as an average across the area. Tomorrow, 68. Again, we have those mostly morning showers and thunderstorms. Don't forget, Weather Radio Day is this Wednesday in Ann Arbor at the Meijer on Ann Arbor-Saline Road. Hope to see you out there. 62 Wednesday. The rest of the week, we stay in the 60s with clouds and sun and an occasional passing area of showers. Kim?
All right, thank you so much, Paul. Looking forward to a beautiful day, mid-70s. So excited. Your commute is looking great this morning. Roads are dry, freeways are accident-free. Just one problem. Over in Detroit, we have an accident closure. It's on the east and westbound lanes of Harper. It's currently closed right here at Gratiot. You want to use Warren to get around this. In the meantime, we'll keep you updated on that accident. And I also want to keep you updated on construction. We're going to see the orange barrels out today over on the northbound lanes of Southfield Freeway. Right at Plymouth Road, you'll see one lane blocked between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Also, the northbound lanes of I-75 between 14 Mile and Rochester Road. One lane blocked there. This is something that's starting this evening. Starts at 10 p.m., wrapping up overnight at 1 a.m. So hopefully it won't affect you at all unless you do travel during the overnight hours. Over to you.
All right, Kim, thank you very much. It is 5:49 right now. Let's get you updated on some of the stories that you might have missed over the long Easter weekend. Attention, royal fans, which includes Kim. Baby watch might soon be over. Now, there's no official word from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle just yet, but royal watchers say that Markle's mother has arrived in London. And if grandma's showing up, that could be a big clue that the baby is either here or is about to be here.
The couple recently announced they will not pose for photos with the newborn outside of the hospital immediately after birth. They will instead share photos taken at Windsor Castle at an unspecified later date.
All right. I know that Kim has been anxiously anticipating this, but, you know, she'll have to wait. Later date.
And while many Easter egg hunts were here at home were rained out, in Florida the water was an added attraction. This is video from where else but Key Largo, where the Easter Bunny went to great depths for an Easter egg hunt.
So Easter bunnies can swim?
Apparently so.
Is that a thing? Don't go dunking your rabbits in the bathtub at home. A dive captain, oh, this was somebody wearing a bunny suit. I thought it was the real Easter bunny. The dive captain hid eggs on the sandy bottom and also passed them out to snorkelers.
I forgot all about that meme of the surprised-looking Easter bunny from the Donald Trump video that we showed about 5 minutes ago on the balcony at the White House. You have to look it up. It's okay. That bunny is the funniest costume.
I'm going to check that out. On tonight's episode of The Voice, members of Team Legend are going to be battling it out, and that means Detroit's very own Beth Griffith Manley will be performing.
I always thought you'd come back. Tell me all you found was heartbreak and misery. It's hard for me to say. I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me.
That was such a chilling performance. They both did so well.
Be sure to watch tonight and cheer her on as she goes through the next round.
And we should point out, this is your opportunity to cast your vote. So make sure you download the Voice app on your smartphone. It's free. You can vote there. And then the winner is going to be announced tomorrow. So we're certainly looking forward. Make sure you tune in tonight and watch her perform. It is 5:51, everybody. The driver was in trouble and sinking fast.
That's when a group of Good Samaritans jumped into action. After the break, the risky water rescue caught on camera. On the next Live in the D, Hugh Jackman talks with us about spending summers in Detroit and more.
Plus, unique ways to pack the perfect picnic.
Today at 10 a.m. on Local 4.
Alrighty, we've had a quiet night. It's going to be a quiet day ahead. We should have a satisfactory amount of sunshine. And we're starting off in the 40s right now. By 8 o'clock, mid to upper 40s. By noontime in the 60s. That's good news. Boy, get out to lunch with the coworkers. That's a nice one. Now, looks like low to mid 70s for most of us. Cooler near the Great Lakes due to those cold waters. And further to the west of US 23, it could even see a few upper 70s. And then early evening temperatures in the upper 60s as we fall through the 60s. And then eventually, by the end of the Pistons game, you'll be walking out, it'll be in the mid 50s. But it's going to be a dry evening, so that's certainly a piece of good news. No particular problems. And for the week ahead, average high is about 62, 63 degrees. And look at this, we're going to be fluctuating as you would expect, but we're kind of fluctuating near or slightly above average. That's good news to people like Kim DeGiulio.
Yeah, can't complain about mid-60s. Looks great.
Not.
All right, thank you, Paul. Good morning, everyone. A quiet morning on the roads. However, one accident to get around. It's over in Detroit. The east and westbound lanes of Harper closed right now at Gratiot because of a crash. You want to use Warren as an alternate route.
All right, Kim, thank you. Take a look at this scary scene. This driver thanking her lucky stars after being pulled from her SUV. And as you can tell here, it was sinking into the Philadelphia River. Witnesses say they could hear the woman banging on the window inside of that SUV as rescuers had to use a tire iron to break her free. There were a few Good Samaritans that were able to swim out and break open the back window and get that woman out. Others on a rowboat then arrived and provided some life preservers. The woman was conscious as police took her to the hospital. No idea how she ended up there in the first place.
That is compelling.
So drivers dealt with massive backups after a semi loaded with human waste crashed near Seattle.
Police say the driver of the truck fell asleep, crashed in the eastbound lanes, and spilled the truck's contents all over the road. Several lanes of traffic were shut down for 2 hours while the truck was removed and the waste was cleaned up. The lane closures, rather, caused a 4-mile backup, and the driver suffered minor injuries.
Do they have to mop up the waste, or do they have to shovel the waste?
Fire hose it. I would say fire hose it.
I'm trying to determine which kind of waste it was.
Ugh.
It's a little bit much for your morning breakfast. It's 5:57, everybody. Let's move on to some stories that are coming up all new at 6 o'clock. Stories out of Detroit, Romulus, and Flat Rock.
Plus, going drug-free, the new way doctors can treat ADHD in children.
And the retail chain offering deep discounts today for veterans and military members. That and more when we come right back. Keep it here.
Could be the moment that you realized you should have taken a moment to check the weather before you left the house. Or the moment you realized living in 4 seasons is amazing.
So whatever your weather moment is, remember, wherever you are, check in with us so you're ready for whatever moment Mother Nature has in store for you. The moment is here at Local 4 and click on Detroit.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6 starts now.
Tragedy on one of the holiest days of the year. Hundreds are dead and many more are injured after attacks on churches and hotels in Sri Lanka. As the country mourns this morning, the attention turns to the government and what they knew.
Report fallout as Democrats plan their next move following the release of the Mueller report. The president spends the weekend on the attack.
And she's back at home. Kelly Stafford, wife of Lions quarterback Matt Stafford, now recovering from risky brain surgery. Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for waking up with us as we begin your work and your school week, coming off of a beautiful Easter holiday yesterday. What'd you do?
We went to Ocean Prime, had a wonderful meal, and then later in the day we were outside. We did some rollerblading with my daughter. We got out the golf clubs and hit some balls in the front yard. So
well, look at that. You had a wonderful day. We, of course, went to church at Woodside in Troy and, had a beautiful Easter dinner. Let's get over to meteorologist Paul Gross, who celebrated Passover over the weekend with a very delicious Seder dinner, correct?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, you've heard of, Feed Kim Friday? Well, we had Feed Paul Saturday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, man, we had a lot of food. It was great. And yesterday, what a day yesterday for Easter Sunday. That was just great. I got out and threw the ball around with my son a little bit, getting ready for the WDIV Fighting Peacocks softball season. We have temperatures right now in the 40s across the area. Some of us in the far west are actually starting the day near 50 degrees. And so we have a milder air mass coming in, and we're going to combine that with some sunshine today, and that's going to boost temperatures well into the 70s. Now, it's going to be cooler near the Great Lakes. We all know that in the spring. Those lakes are cold, and with a south-southeast wind, it's going to be downright chilly near the lakes. But once you get inland, it's going to be low to mid 70s, and we'll have plenty of sunshine to boot. So looking pretty good for today. We do have a cold front coming early tomorrow. Could have implications on the dry or wetness of the roads for the morning rush. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Back to you guys.
All righty. Kim DeJulio, of course, keeping tabs on 4Live traffic.
What did you do for Sunday?
Well, for Sunday, I worked. I was reporting on the Meals on Wheels, so a lot of people volunteering and giving meals to homebound seniors, which is a great event that they do every year for the past 30 years. And then I had got together with my whole family and my grandparents. Good food.
Aunt Becky?
Yeah. No, Aunt Becky was not there. Aunt Becky's watching right now, though.
But we miss you, Aunt Becky. We'll see you around the holidays.
Yeah. And I did Seder on Friday and Saturday, so.
And she watched Game of Thrones.
Yes, and Game of Thrones on Sunday. It was just a wild weekend, let me tell you guys.
Whoa.
All right, let's take a look at your commute this morning. We are all clear on your freeways. Just one accident to get around if you are traveling through the Detroit area. We've got a closure over on the east and westbound lanes of Harper. That's closed right at Gratiot, so you want to use Warren as an alternate route here in that area. Also want to keep you updated on construction as the temperatures rise. More orange barrels. So here's what you need to watch out for. The northbound lanes of Southfield Freeway, right at Plymouth Road. You'll see the left lane blocked there. This starts at 9 a.m., wrapping up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the northbound lanes of I-75 between 14 Mile and Rochester Road. You'll see one lane blocked there. A project happening overnight, starting this evening at 10 p.m., wrapping up at 1 a.m. Over to you.
Our top story this morning is the massacre that unfolded on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka.
Hundreds were killed and hundreds more were injured when bombs went off at Christian churches, hotels, and public places. At least 12 people have been taken into custody. Their connections are unclear at this hour, but we are learning more about what the Sri Lankan government knew just days before the attack. Here's Local 4's Nick Monticelli with the details.
Good morning. As of last count, there were nearly 300 people dead in this attack and 500 injured. The investigators say that based on what they have found so far, they believe these are all suicide bombings. As you're about to hear, it turns out there may have been intelligence saying these attacks were going to happen before they even happened. The blast shook churches during the holiest day on the Christian calendar. The explosions started just before 9 a.m., targeting 3 churches across the country. And in the capital, 3 luxury hotels popular with tourists, and later, 2 more explosions reported in the city.
I could see a lot of people with glass pierced into their body, people with blood all over them. I saw a lot of chefs from Shangri-La with white apron on, which had been almost painted red, if I could say so, with all the blood of the guests or themselves, I don't know. But yeah, it was very tragic.
Among the dead are 2 U.S. citizens. President Donald Trump tweeting condolences to Sri Lanka, writing, "We stand ready to help." Police there say they have arrested 7 suspects, and now the Prime Minister is acknowledging there was intelligence on possible attacks.
While this goes on, we must also look into why adequate precautions were not taken in this respect. But first and foremost, we have to ensure that terrorism does not lift its head in Sri Lanka. We cannot allow that.
The Prime Minister also vowing to put together a special task force to investigate how this happened again with that intelligence before the attacks happened. The report on all of that is due in 2 weeks. I'm Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
Here at home, Detroit's Archbishop Alan Vigraha issued a statement on the attacks in Sri Lanka, and it reads thusly: "My prayers go out to all of those impacted by these despicable acts of violence. There is a universal bond between us here in the Detroit Archdiocese and the Sri Lankan Catholics who were in church celebrating the holiest, most significant date on the Christian calendar, Easter. May the risen Christ embrace those killed." And make sure to stay with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com for the latest surrounding the investigation into the attacks in Sri Lanka.
We have new information just into the Local 4 newsroom about a deadly motorcycle crash that happened overnight on Detroit's east side. Police say a motorcycle hit a minivan right near Peter Hunt Street in Gratiot, where the person who died was a passenger on that motorcycle. We've just learned the driver of the vehicle, the bike, took off after the crash, which is still being investigated in terms of a cause. On Detroit's west side now, an investigation is underway after 2 people are shot. This was last night in the area of Burwood and Norfolk Streets. We're told 2 people were taken to the hospital in this incident. Their conditions are unknown, and so far, there's no word on a possible suspect.
Today, Detroit businessman Robert Carmack once again faces a judge in his ongoing battle within the city. Carmack has been feuding with Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan for months. We are told you can expect to see more planes flying this morning, with banners criticizing the mayor flying over the courthouse, just like they were last week and on Tigers opening day.
In Washington now, the Democrats are meeting to determine their next steps after reading the Mueller report. NBC's Tracy Potts is on Capitol Hill with a look ahead at their strategy.
Next steps. Step 1, get the full Mueller report. Step 2, get the man who wrote it to testify. Worse than Watergate. That's what one key Democrat is calling President Trump's actions in the report on Russian election interference by special counsel Robert Mueller.
If proven, some of this would be impeachable, yes.
But will they go there?
So when Mitch McConnell will not stand up to the president either, it means that an impeachment is likely to be unsuccessful.
For now, their plan is to keep digging. Today, a small group of lawmakers will see nearly the full report, everything except secret grand jury information. Attorney General William Barr testifies next week. Plus, lawmakers are asking for Mueller by May 23rd, and now former White House counsel Don McGahn. The White House says none of it's necessary.
They declined to indict. The president is not going to jail.
The president's lawyer insists campaign officials seeking damaging information on Hillary Clinton from a Russian lawyer was not illegal.
There's nothing wrong with taking information from Russians.
And the president himself tweets the Mueller investigation was the worst and most corrupt political witch hunt in the history of the United States. Democrats have subpoenaed the full report, including all the grand jury information, by May 1st. In Washington, I'm Tracy Potts, Local 4.
Well, now is the time to save some money on a kid's car seat. The sales event starting today, coming up.
Well, details on that, but first, an update on the health of Kelly Stafford, the wife of Lions quarterback Matt Stafford. And it is that time of the morning. It's time to play today's trivia, and today's Earth Day, and we are asking you to name the U.S. Senator who founded Earth Day back in 1970. We told you, well, we've been talking about Earth Day all morning, I should say.
Head over to clickondetroit.com to read more about it, and while you're there, click on the contest page to answer for your chance to win a Tormina's Pizza gift card.
Woohoo!
Don't forget, include a picture of yourself. We'll reveal the winner coming up during our 6:30 half hour. Make it a good photo. Good selfie.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is 6:13, and Kelly Stafford, who is Matt Stafford, the Detroit Lions quarterback's wife, is back home after a 12-hour brain surgery. As you might know, she was diagnosed with acoustic neuroma, which is a slow-growing tumor on the nerve that connects the ear to the brain. Stafford posted an update on Instagram last night, thanking everyone for their prayers, and we'll read it for you. It reads in part, "This Easter is the beginning of a new life for me. I want to take a second to thank all of you for all the prayers they have worked." So we're certainly thankful to see that she is on the mend now. 6:14 is your time, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
You guys good? You have a great weekend?
Yeah, great weekend, great Passover, and I know you guys had a great Easter. And
yeah. It's quarter past, so that means you've got some stats or some science to drop on us, I think.
Well, yeah, it's Earth Day, and in honor of Earth Day, every half hour.
Is that what he does at the quarter of every hour?
Today it is, at least. Today it is.
Yeah, today's kind of like your day, Earth Day.
Well, yeah, it's a great day for the environment and also science. And this is of practical interest to you because people ask me, hey, when's the last freeze? When can I plant my flowers? Well, look at the trend since 1970. This is for Detroit. Now, you'll see lots of ups and downs. Yes, there is natural variability, but if you look at the trend since 1970 is pretty decidedly earlier. So in 1970, our earliest frost was May 1st. And now you look down to 2016, where the last stat we have on here is, that drops to April 20th. Now, that sounds like good news. Hey, we can plant earlier. But keep in mind, for those of you that have allergies, that means a longer allergy season if things start growing earlier. So there is a plus and a minus to that. So next half hour, we have another interesting one for you. And for right now, you can start to see a little bit of pre-dawn twilight. We're generally in the mid-40s across the area. A light or calm air type of situation as you head out the door. So we are in pretty good shape. These temperatures are pretty much what it feels like outside. And we have a dry morning. There are a few clouds in some spots in the northern half of the area, but this stuff is temporary. So we're going to start the day with a partly cloudy sky. Some areas mostly sunny, some areas more in the way of some mid-level clouds, but those are going to move out, and then we're going to really focus our attention on this thing back to the west. Now that's a kind of a compact, tight little storm system that's going to kind of make a drift eastward right across the lower peninsula. It's not going to have a dramatic impact on us, but it'll have an impact. So let's take you through it here. So again, today we're dry and we get into some sunshine, which is good. We're going to have a nice mild day. But this low approaches late at night, and toward morning, there could be a scattered shower or thunderstorm, which means there could be some wet roads for tomorrow morning's rush hour. And then as we move through the day, the front comes through, but the front comes through with very little fanfare. The stuff at rush hour is well out ahead of the front. So if we can just get that stuff out of here, maybe most of the day ends up dry, although there will be some showers more prevalent in the north zone. Cloud cover sticking around for a bit, and then we start clearing out tomorrow night, and that leaves us with a nice day on Sunday. Now, today's going to be a nice day, too, with plenty of sunshine. 73, so low to mid-70s inland, and then west of US 23, you might actually hit the upper 70s, but near those Great Lakes, which are cool, you're going to be a lot cooler today with a south-southeast wind at 10 to 15. So again, tomorrow, 68 degrees and a breezy day as that front comes through. Weather Radio Day is Wednesday in Ann Arbor at the Meijer on Ann Arbor-Saline Road. And look at this. We stay in the 60s all week long into the coming weekend, so kind of making that transition to more sustained spring weather, Kim. Oh, and before we get to Kim, Josh Strand's going to kill me because he gets the best weather window shots for us in the morning. Look at these flowers. It looks like pansies there here in downtown Detroit. That is a really great shot, and Josh is going to come see me, I'm sure, when he gets in this morning. All right, Kim, let's send it over to you now.
Oh, he would never. Beautiful shot, Josh, and it's going to be a great day. I think I'm going to pull out the rollerblades. Let's take a look now at your commute this morning. Good news, we did have a closure in Detroit at Harper, but that has cleared. We're accident-free now, so we're good to go. Now let's talk about the orange barrels. They're out along I-94, the eastbound lanes. You'll see them between Connor and Gratiot. One lane blocked between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. This project will continue for the rest of the work week. Also on the westbound lanes of I-94, watch out for the orange barrels between Connor and Gratiot. That same area, one lane blocked there right now. That will wrap up around 5 p.m. today. Now let's take a look at your 1-800-CALL-SAM Chopper shot. This is I-75 right at the Davison. As you can see, we are taking a look at dry roads. Traffic volumes look fairly light in this area, and you can see nothing's going to slow you down. Smooth sailing as you head out the door. Over to you.
In today's consumer headlines, trade in old car seats with Target, plus Tesla has an announcement. But first, new charges for the former chairman of Nissan. Maribel Aber is live at the NASDAQ. Good morning, Maribel.
Hey, good morning, Jason. Carlos Ghosn, who's the former Nissan and Renault chairman, was indicted today. The former chairman was indicted on charges that he embezzled funds sent by Nissan to a distributor in the Middle East. Prosecutors allege he controlled the receipt of $5 million of the $10 million sent by Nissan to its overseas distributor. Ghosn's legal team has identified the overseas distributor as Oman-based Suhail Bahwan Automobiles. The former chairman's lawyers applied for bail again a few hours after his indictment. He has been arrested 4 times since November 19th tried by Tokyo prosecutors. Tesla has an announcement to make 2 days before their earnings come out. Elon Musk is gathering investors today at Tesla's Palo Alto headquarters to reveal Tesla's latest developments with self-driving cars. This presentation comes 2 days before Tesla's scheduled financial quarterly report, and the report is expected to show a loss of declining auto sales. Today is Earth Day, and some businesses have offers in honor of it. Target's popular car seat trade-in event starts today. Target will accept and recycle car seats from today, April 22nd, through May 4th. The seats include infant seats, convertible seats, and booster seats. In exchange for your old car seat, you get a coupon for 20% off another baby item. Jason, there you go. Great stuff for parents.
I'm right in that wheelhouse. We're right on the edge of going out of the car seat into the booster, and then from the booster we go into just sitting on the normal seat. I'm going to be among those saving. Thank you very much.
Get the coupon, buddy.
I thought you were saying that you were right on the wheelhouse, like a congratulations was in order, but
oh. No,
not yet.
Today is Military Monday at Kohl's. Every Monday, active duty military personnel, vets, and their families can receive 15% off their purchase.
Yeah, Kohl's says this is their way of giving back and lightening the load for those who have given so much. Eligible customers can show their military or veteran ID to claim their discount, and this promotion is valid every Monday all year long.
Well, it's looking like a great time to fill up at the good old gas tank, at the gas station that is. Prices are going down. We'll tell you how much.
But first, a new treatment for children diagnosed with ADHD. The treatment that's drug-free. When we go back, you'll be here.
100 Hanson's.
In good health, a new medical device to treat ADHD has been given the okay. The FDA approved this nerve stimulation system. The device is the first of its kind to treat childhood ADHD. A small adhesive patch is placed on the child's forehead while they are sleeping. It then delivers a low-level electrical pulse to the parts of the brain responsible for ADHD symptoms.
All right, we'll be looking at mid to upper 40s for the kids heading out for the morning bus stop. It'll be dry and also dry in the afternoon. Temperatures low to mid 70s, though it will be cooler near the Great Lakes. But for everybody inland, it's low to mid 70s with lots of sunshine. So if the kids are asking to wear shorts today, I think they can get away with those shorts. Kim?
All right, sounds good, Paul. Well, we are looking good on your maps this morning. Nothing you need to worry about as you head out the door. Take a look. We've got the green arrows, which means you are good to go, accident-free to start off this Monday morning. And I've got good news for you. If you are headed to the gas pump today, AAA Michigan reports that gas prices across Metro Detroit have decreased 6 cents since last week. The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is around $2.83. That's about 3 cents less than this time last year.
Next at 6:30, local stories out of Romulus, Flat Rock, and Detroit.
Plus, it's not something that you see every day, and that would explain why this deer was causing a bit of a traffic jam in one local community.
A deer? That was like a billy goat. And don't like your tax return, how it turned out? Well, you can fix it next in Rob Maloney's Money Monday report.
Good Monday morning. You know, tax season is now officially over, but a lot of complaints this year about having that non-existent refund, or worse than that, having to pay in more, cut a big check. Well, for all of the complaining, remember that you did get the money already. That's because the tax law went into effect. So today is the day, if you've had this problem, to check your withholding, all right? So if you had to write a check and pay a lot of money in, you need to increase your withholding, and you need to do it now. And if you got a big refund, you want to go back and check it as well and reduce your withholding so you get more in every check. This is especially important for retirees with retirement income like a pension. Now, you can do this on your own online with the IRS withholding calculator, and we're going to link that on clickondetroit.com on the Money Monday page. But when you do this, make certain that you have your tax return from this year in front of you, because they're going to ask you a lot of questions. You're going to need those numbers. So make sure you take care of this today. You don't want to be writing a check next year, and you don't want that big refund.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
Easter massacre. Nearly 300 people were killed. Hundreds others were hurt when bombs go off in Sri Lanka on Sunday. And this morning, the country's government is facing some questions.
Plus, attacked by a tiger. A zookeeper recovering after a frightening encounter. This morning, the animal will be back on display.
And on the brink of elimination, the Pistons a game away from being knocked out of the playoffs. One player shouldering a lot of the team's criticism. Do you believe? You think they can do it?
I say the odds are against them strongly.
Absolutely. All right, well, welcome to Monday, everybody. The day after the Easter holiday, a beautiful day at that. Hopefully you got a chance to get outside and enjoy some of the weather. Let's get on over to meteorologist Paul Gross. I went outside with my kids. They were in their Hot Wheels driving around the neighborhood. It was a good day yesterday.
Yeah, what a great day. I mean, if you're going to have an Easter Sunday.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, some people would say not too hot, some would say not too cold, and whatever.
Just right.
It was just right. And right now, I'd say for mid-April, it's just right as we start our day. You can see kind of in the Skycam shot here, kind of a mix of clouds and clear sky. We're mostly in the mid-40s. There are a few upper 40s and a few lower 40s, but overall, mid-40s with a very, very light wind out there. And what's going on, we have back to the west low pressure. So during the day, wind is going to be coming in from the south and south-southeast. And that's real important because that's pumping warm air up in here, but these Great Lakes are cold. You all know that if you live along the lakes. So whereas a lot of us are going to get into the mid-70s today, low to mid-70s, near the lakes, you're going to be significantly cooler. And I put the 4-zone forecast on clickondetroit.com, so go check that out. You'll see the differences there. But for today, for everybody inland, we're looking at, again, low to mid-70s, maybe even a few upper 70s west of US 23, with a mixture of clouds and sun today, eventually becoming mostly sunny. Just a great day. But we have a cold front coming for late tonight that will affect the morning rush hour tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Right now, let's send it over to Kim and see what's happening on our roads this morning.
It's a quiet morning on the roads. They're dry. Things are great. Starting off your Monday on a high note. But unfortunately, with the higher temperatures, we see more construction. So let's talk about it. Orange barrels are going to be out along I-94 for the week. The east and westbound lanes of I-94 right at Belleville Road. You're going to see a slowdown there because only one lane will be open between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. This is a project that's going to continue for the entire week, ending on Friday at 3 o'clock. And then the westbound lanes of I-94 between Outer Drive and Pelham, there's going to be 2 lanes blocked there overnight, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. This will wrap up on Thursday morning, 5 a.m. just before your morning drive. Speaking of that area, though, let's take a look at it with your 1-800-CALL-SAM-CHOPPER shot. Looking down at that big tire along I-94 and Southfield Freeway. Traffic volume's fairly light right now, and we're getting a good look at those dry roads. Back to you.
Developing overnight, we are continuing to learn more after a series of deadly bombings in the Sri Lankan capital city of Colombo.
Government officials now say the 6 near simultaneous bombs and blasts were carried out by 7 suicide bombers from a domestic militant group. Now, all the bombers are said to be Sri Lankan citizens. The bombings killed 290 people and injured at least 500 more. We're also now learning a memo was issued earlier this month by the country's Deputy Inspector General of Police, warning intelligence officers about a possible attack. It also reportedly included a request for more security at churches and hotels.
In disbelief, we never thought, we were all dumbfounded, really. I think not only us, even the government taken by surprise.
President Trump has tweeted condolences to Sri Lanka, and the State Department has also condemned the attacks. Coming up, the Today Show is going to have the very latest on the investigations into the Easter bombings in Sri Lanka. That is ahead at 7 o'clock right here on Local 4. In the meantime, it's 6:33, and we're following many stories from all across Metro Detroit this morning,
including stories from Kensington Park in Milford and Flat Rock. But let's begin in Redford. That's where a teen faces charges in connection to an incident involving a 3-year-old boy. 17-year-old Timothy Anthony Gaburi Austin was arrested last week after a couple called police saying they saw the teen take the toddler beneath a bridge at Lola Park. Austin was arraigned Saturday and is charged with accosting a child, a felony charge that carries up to 4 years in prison. The teen has also been charged with indecent exposure.
This afternoon, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will take her Road to Opportunity plan to Flat Rock. The governor will be meeting with Michigan residents to discuss her 2020 budget, including her plans to fix the roads, as well as invest in education, close the skills gap, and clean up Michigan's drinking water. The event is at the Flat Rock Town Hall building that is scheduled for 4 p.m. today.
In Milford, many are doing a double take when they see a rare creature running through the Metro Park there. We're talking about this albino deer. Numbers vary when it comes to just how rare this is. However, according to Pure Michigan, your chances of seeing one of these in the wild is about 1 in 30,000, and the site had many onlookers reaching for their cameras.
I snapped a whole bunch of pictures, and I got everybody but him except on one, and I was so lucky to get him.
All right, according to the Michigan DNR, it was illegal to hunt the albino deer, but that law actually changed a little over 10 years ago. Hunters claim it is difficult to determine if a deer is actually white albino or just bald from a distance. It's do or die, sink or swim, win or go home for the Detroit Pistons tonight.
They're going to be hosting the Milwaukee Bucks for Game 4 in the first round. Local 4's Nick Monticelli joining us live now, right outside of Little Caesars Arena. And Nick, the Pistons sport performance started. It's being pinned on one player specifically. Maybe your son can take his spot.
That's what we talked about an hour ago. So Andre Drummond is taking a lot of the heat for Saturday night's loss. And Jason said win or go home. But right now it's basically win or stay home. There was a lot of fans that packed LCA Saturday night, hoping that the home court advantage would help the Pistons get a win. It didn't happen, so now they have to win.
Blake had talked about wanting to play.
Game 3 at home Saturday night was a throwback to the days when the Pistons were winning titles. Little Caesars Arena was packed. The fans were ecstatic. The first 5 minutes, the arena was electric, with Blake Griffin finally back in the series after a knee injury. But by the end of the first half, the air was let out of the sails quickly, watching the Pistons flounder away Game 3, setting up a possible sweep. You can't blame an entire loss on one man, but Andre Drummond is taking the brunt of the heat. He was booed in the third quarter, fans saying it was a lackluster performance. He shot 5 for 14 overall, 2 for 8 from the foul line, and had 4 turnovers. During practice, Coach Casey talked about not trying to win back all 3 games in a row.
Let's go step by step, things we can control first, and get one possession at a time, 1 quarter at a time, and then ultimately 1 game at a time. If you try to get all those 3 games back in one night, you'll be overwhelmed. So let's go possession by possession.
Well, possession by possession now means do or die, as the Pistons face being swept after a 2-year hiatus from the playoffs. So now we're wondering how many of you actually think the Pistons can pull it off tonight and avoid being swept and kicked out of the playoffs this early. So we posted this Facebook poll on our page at about 5 o'clock this morning. So we have how many votes now? We've got 885 votes. So far, 79% of people say the Pistons are not going to win tonight. Everett, Jason, what do you guys think? Where do you stand on this?
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
Yep. Sad as it is.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. 6:37 is your time. We're talking hidden cameras in hotel rooms, the story that we're hearing all too often. So still ahead, we found some apps that are helping users track down those spying devices.
And dragged by a train, how this woman got stuck and how she survived. Coming up next.
White.
I had a baby and my life has changed. Like, I don't even remember who I was before. It's also been the best time of my life. I spend hours just staring at him in disbelief that I've got a baby and like, he's mine. Yeah, it's just really, it's surreal.
Oh, wow.
Look at
He
this.
is so big.
Let's see that joint.
Let's see Uncle Bernie.
Is he gorgeous? Hi, sweetie. How are you? My man.
Hey. I'm excited to get back, but I'm a little bit eager to see how it's going to go.
Back now, surveillance video captures the moment a woman gets her hand stuck in the door of a subway train. Then she's dragged underneath as it pulls away. A Muni staffer tries to get her to move away, but it's too late. The train begins to move, and she's quickly pulled down between the train and the platform. Amazingly, she survived the entire ordeal. Officials are now trying to see how did that even happen. with the new streetcar doors that were installed. They're also looking into failed shear pins that connect the cars together.
A zookeeper in Topeka, Kansas was attacked by one of the zoo's endangered Sumatran tigers. This was Saturday morning when it happened. In full display of the zoo's visitors, the zookeeper is now in stable condition.
Somehow critical arteries and veins and bones were missed, and but you know, a lot of soft tissue injury to the back of her head, neck, back, one of her arms.
Pretty graphic details there. The zoo director has stated there is no consideration in euthanizing this tiger, and the animal will be back on display today.
The royal baby watch might soon be over. No word officially from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, though royal watchers say Markle's mother has arrived in London, hint, hint. Most of the royal family attended Easter services Sunday, though Markle was not in attendance. The couple has said they will not pose for photos with the newborn immediately after birth. They'll instead share photos taken at Windsor Castle a day later. And Paul Gross, you just sounded like Keith Morrison on Dateline.
We were chuckling a little bit because I thought Kim DeJulio was the royal fanatic over here.
Were you so excited?
Paul was like, oh, when he found out that the mom had arrived in London, as if she can't go visit her daughter in England.
Well, why else would she just make a trip to London?
It's getting close.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
It's getting close.
Just do the math, guys.
Can we stay out of this woman's personal business and let her live?
Sorry, but when you sign up to be in the royal family.
You signed up for Kim DeJulio to be all up in your business.
And Paul Gross, apparently.
Yeah.
No, I love history. The traditions want that, but I'm not a big royal,
You love history? No,
I'm
you
a history
freaked
guy.
out when you found out the mom was in London.
It's like that.
Should have heard him.
Sign.
It's exciting.
You've
It's
got
happy
signs to get to,
royal
and the
news.
clock's
Science to get
ticking.
The clock is ticking. We've
tearing
been
their hair out
talking
in the
about
control
global
room.
warming all morning long. Today is
Yeah.
Earth Day, and we're going to talk about something everybody asks me about, and that's tornadoes. And this is actually quite interesting. Look at the trend now. Now, the yellow line on top, that is the number of actual tornado days across the country, and that means at least one. If you have at least one, then it's a tornado day here in the country. And notice the trend since 1960. The trend is downward, so that's good news, except for one thing. If you look at the days in which we have the big outbreaks, at least 30 tornadoes, in other words, 30 or more tornadoes in a single day, that's the orange line here, and those are starting to go up. So the tendency might be fewer tornado days, but more big outbreaks. And actually, that's kind of also kind of equating what we're kind of seeing with the hurricanes. We're thinking fewer hurricanes, but also more strong and violent hurricanes. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out. But those are the trends, and the trends are in some ways good, in some ways bad. All right, you can see a mix of clouds and clear sky. These are mid-level clouds. They're not going to rain on you or anything like that. It's a dry day. 47 the temperature at Metro. South wind at 5 miles per hour. Pressure 30.18. And look at the wind today. Now, today we're going to have an east to southeast wind near the lakes. Now, for the Lake Huron shoreline, south-southeast is close to parallel to the shore, but these winds with the water and the proximity, it's going to be a lot cooler near these lakes than it will be inland, where we're going to see temperatures west of US 23. We might see a few upper 70s in there. Now, for us, it's quiet right now. We have just a little bit of cloud cover trying to spill down from the north. You just saw that on the sky cam, but to the west, this is really the activity that we're watching, but it's not going to get here until much later tonight. No worries today. Take the sunglasses when you head out the door. We'll have plenty of sunshine through the day. The wind will pick up a bit, 10 to 15 by this afternoon. So off these lakes, it's cooler near the lakes, but we're basically dry through the day. No problems with either rush hour. Clouds increase tonight, and overnight we start to see scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms, particularly as we approach rush hour. And then once that band moves out, with the front itself, it looks like not a whole lot, maybe a few showers up in our north zone, but other than that, things are going to dry out through the afternoon tomorrow, and we will see skies starting to clear as we move through the night tomorrow night. All right, so for today, 73 or so low to mid 70s inland, but as we again get near those lakes, it's going to be a lot cooler with that south-southeast wind at 10 to 15. Tomorrow, 68. We already talked about the weather, so Wednesday, mostly sunny. That's great for our weather radio day at the Meyer on Ann Arbor-Saline Road in Ann Arbor, and then upper 60s for Thursday, Kim, and we keep those 60s as we head into the upcoming weekend.
Wow. Okay, well, 73 today. I mean, that has me smiling from ear to ear. Thank you, Paul. Good morning, everyone. This is going to make you smile ear to ear as well. No accidents to get around this morning. It is a dry commute. We're looking great out there. Just want to talk about some construction over on the east and westbound lanes of I-696. So that ramp to Orchard Lake, you're going to see one lane blocked between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. This is a project you want to keep in mind for the rest of the week. It ends on Friday at 3 p.m. Again, that's a daily project during that same time. Also, over on the northbound lanes of I-275, right near I-696, you'll see 2 lanes blocked overnight. So those of you who travel during the overnight hours, keep this in mind between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Now a closer look at the roads with your 1-800-CALL-SAM-CHOPPER shot. We're taking a look at I-96. This is your commute at the area of Levan. Traffic volumes may be picking up a little bit, but as you can see, really nothing to slow you down. Dry roads, and you are good to go. Over to you.
All right, Kim, thank you. So there's an increasing number of headlines that show people discovering that they're being watched or even spied on while they're on vacation. But now there's technology that's able to help track down some of these spying devices that could be hidden, maybe even in your own hotel room. And you can download them right to your smartphone. The app called Hidden Camera Detector claims it locates potential targets that could be a spy camera. These include pinhole and other small lens cameras. The app uses your iPhone camera and flash to scan a specific area to identify potential spy cameras. It even allows you to save images with GPS information. The app is $4.99 in iOS. The app called Don't Spy uses your smartphone's magnetometer, which is built in for its compass function. When used with the app, the magnetometer supposedly picks up the electromagnetic field put out by devices like microphones, many types of cameras, and other types of so-called bugs. The app is $1.99 for iOS. Android users have the app Detectivefy. It's another app that uses your smartphone's built-in magnetometer to find potential spy bugs. The interface is simple and very easy to use. You just scan an area with your smartphone, and Detectivefy also says it can detect infrared spy cams. The app is free for Android. And it can be very useful. If you'd like more information about these apps, we posted the info on the consumer page of clickondetroit.com. Kind of alarming that that's what it's come to, that we need these apps to detect it for being secretly recorded.
Oh,
hopefully not.
They want to market to you and use your data to sell you stuff. That's what it's all about this at the end of the day.
You're a conspiracy theorist. Look at you.
Oh, listen, I know, because you speak something out into the universe, all of a sudden it shows up in a banner ad.
Ain't that the truth?
They're listening.
We're going to have ads for us on our smartphones after this.
Coming up tomorrow morning, new fine dining on the Avenue of Fashion. This spot just opened, and they are offering a unique tableside experience on Tasty Tuesday, tomorrow at 6 a.m.
All right, we've got your search to watch for coming up next. But first, we want to give you the answer to today's trivia. Let's get the answer. Today's Earth Day. We've been telling you that. Paul Gross has been telling you that all morning long. And earlier we asked you to name the U.S. Senator who founded Earth Day back in 1970. The year, were you born in the 70s?
I was born in 1970.
Well, there you go.
United States Senator Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin will be mailing a Termina's gift card to our winner, Kathy Steiner from Westland. Be sure to play every weekday here on Local 4 News. Today, we do it Monday through Friday.
You learn a lot of great stuff. Make sure you tune in every morning, because you miss a day, miss a lot.
You know what they say.
Welcome back, everybody. In stories to watch for on your Monday morning, we might learn more about the deadly bombing attacks in the Sri Lankan capital of Colombo. At least 290 people were killed and more than 500 others were injured. The 6 near-simultaneous blasts were carried out by 7 suicide bombers from a domestic militant group.
Detroit businessman Robert Carmack will return to court for a key hearing in his ongoing battle with the city. Carmack is known for his long-running feud with Mayor Mike Duggan. There are reports more banners criticizing the mayor will fly over the courthouse during the hearing.
And this afternoon, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will take her Road to Opportunity plan at Flat Rock Town Hall. The governor will be meeting with Michigan residents to discuss her 2020 budget, including her plans to fix the roads, invest in education, close the skills gap, and clean up Michigan's drinking water. And it's win or go home tonight for the Pistons. The loss against the top-seeded Milwaukee Bucks will end the series and will also be an NBA record for most consecutive playoff losses.
14
That's not a good
since
thing.
2008.
Tip off at Little Caesars Arena, 8 p.m. Do we fear the deer?
Yes, we do.
We do fear the deer. Paul, over to you.
I thought you meant the albino deer.
It's a tough team that we were playing tonight. Tough team. All right, let's get you going with weather here on this Monday morning. And you can see we have some ribbons of clear sky and some areas with some mid-level clouds. They don't leak, so we're not looking at any rain this morning or anything like that. And temperatures right now are generally in the mid-40s. We have a couple of lower 40s, a couple of upper 40s, but generally it's mid-40s across the area. Kids getting ready to head to the bus stop, so it's mid-40s and a partly cloudy sky for the morning bus stop. Look at the afternoon temperature, 73 degrees, mostly sunny, a little breezy, but with that south-southeast wind, it is going to be cooler near the Great Lakes. And if you are going to that Pistons game tonight, no problems, dry with temperatures falling through the 60s into the 50s. Now, quick look at our 7-day forecast. So 68 tomorrow, 62 as we get into the day on Wednesday. That's our Weather Radio Day. We'll be at the Meyer in Ann Arbor on Ann Arbor Saline Road, and then we keep those 60s through the rest of the week. Kim?
All right, thank you, Paul. Good morning, everyone. It is a great commute for your morning. Looks like we have just picked up an accident on the lodge, but we will keep you updated on that. Other than that, you are good to go.
It is National Jelly Bean Day. Of course, it lands on the day after Easter this year, and jelly beans and Easter became associated with one another in the 1930s.
Butter popcorn is Michigan's jelly bean flavor of choice. Again, that's according to the ToCandyStore.com.
And another fun fact, former President Reagan served Jelly Bellies in the Oval Office and on Air Force One during his time in the White House.
Yeah, the good people at Jelly Belly sent us all of these, including Bean Boozled. I don't know what Bean Boozled is.
Yeah, you've never played. We're going to do it on Facebook Live.
Oh, we
on
are.
the Local 4 Facebook page right after the show. So we've got my first first contestant. Paul is going to be a contestant. So make sure you tune in for that.
You definitely want to tune in for this. It's going to be fun. All right, Jason, what do we have for Live in the D today?
Well, he's won an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony, and he's coming back to the D accurately. Hugh Jackman talks to us about bringing his world tour to Detroit and why summers in our city held a special warm place in his heart. Plus, the weather is getting warmer, and we're helping you pack the perfect picnic with a twist. That's today, 10 a.m., right here on Local 4.
All right, so the way that you play Bean Boozled
How do you play Bean Boozled?
is you spin this, and then you have to pick the Jelly Belly that goes along with that.
Oh,
All right,
I
so
see. Okay.
We're going to do this again on Facebook
we have to
Live.
take it out of the box. It's not
No,
spinning.
go ahead.
Okay, we'll just...
All right, so now you have to pick a blue one. It's either going to... No. We're going to go with this one.
Oh, wait, you can't change the needle.
Pick that one right there.
Pick
Taste
that
it.
one right there.
It's either a juicy booger
this one
or a juicy pear.
Pretty scary. It's gonna be.
What does it taste like?
I don't know.
Is it good?
Yeah, kind of a...